Thank you, Deejay. This video is Numi approved because you took an L. Yay! Y'all, Gameoverse came out. Gameoverse is an animation that was written by my good buddy, Mr. Rubber Ross. And I really want to talk about how everything came to be because I actually sang the ending song. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see. I actually have the video up right now, and then we could react to it together.
In a world of words and numbers, somewhere underneath the tree, there is a Tyrannosaurus I think you should meet. When things seem much too puzzling and you're all out of snack, your magenta steady buddy is up to the task. Gobble up knowledge, gobbles and fun. We can alphabetize adventures with your favorite pets. Hunger and passion add up like mad. Every day's just a fraction of the good times we'll have. From Columbine coast to blue marbles apart.
Hey!
Colors and shapes that flow by on the tide.
I just have to send a message.
We study each week a new lesson plan. Be like a Tyrannosaurus, hungry to understand.
164,000 views on just this alone is so crazy. No wonder I loved it. I didn't know you sang it. Oh my god, you know, it's actually really funny. A lot of people didn't know that it was me singing, which is so funny. Like, I think maybe it's because this is not a genre I usually sing, and maybe because the general viewer, their only impression of me is based off of CPR, which was recorded, what, 5 years ago? Maybe that's the only thing that they know me from. Which, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That was a very popular cover. I don't blame them for that. Michi caught it after the first few notes of you singing. Girl, she listened to it before it even came out. Like, what do you... But when we were watching the premiere, we were at the premiere last week. So me and the whole gang got to go watch it in the theater. And that was also just such a cool thing to be a part of. And it just felt really so gratifying, probably for Ross, to just see all of his friends at this premiere to support him. Yeah, so we showed up, and this was something that we all knew about for a while. When I tell you guys, like, he's been working super hard on this show for years, is not an understatement. And I'm not talking about like his little pilot episode that he did, God, was it over 10 years ago? It was greenlit not like fairly recent, not 10 years ago, but fairly recently, right? And like ever since it was greenlit, I went from seeing him every couple weeks to I would be lucky if I saw him every other month. And when I did see him, he was like, oh, and I'd be like, damn, man, you aight? And he's like, I've just been working on this and this and this and this for the show. And I'm like, damn. Oh, and he's like, yeah. And then I'd always say, if you need me to voice a tree, let me know. I'll do whatever you need me to, my good sir. And he said, yeah, just send me a reel of your voice acting. I didn't really know what that is because I'm not a voice actress. So I said, no, yeah, for sure. And I never did that because I don't know how the f to do that. I probably need to talk to an actual voice actor to figure out how to do that. And I've always been busy with music and other stuff, so I just never had the time to make a show reel or a voice acting reel to showcase my voice acting stuff. So like when you guys were like, oh my god, maybe Numi's voice acting, I'm like, y'all, I fucking wish I didn't even get a chance to do anything because I've been so busy too. But yeah, I also brought up the idea when I was having a housewarming party or just at NHQ1. Every time he came over, I would show him my music studio, and I was like, yo, if you ever need anything, I'm always here. And he's like, oh, slay, period, slay. And then I was just saying like the same general thing when he was at this new house and saw the new studio. But I think around that time, there wasn't anything really that I could write because it was coming close to the premiere. But one of the things he was always saying from the beginning, he's like, when I finish the show, I want to have a little movie theater for everybody to watch, all of my friends to watch with me. So this was just, I felt so happy to finally be able to like see it come together. But when was this? God, like a month and a half ago or something, he hit me up and said, hey, you want to sing the ending song? I said, yeah. I kicked the door down to the music studio. I was like, Mr. Holmes. He said, what? I'm like, I have a beautiful thing for us. And he said, what do you mean? I said, no, bro, opportunity of a lifetime. You don't even understand. You don't understand. And he said, what? And then I told him that we're going to be working on this for the next couple days. He just asked me if I could sing the song that Caddy made. This song was written by such a cool dude named Caddy, and I actually got to meet him at the premiere, and he was really nice. And I said, wow, thanks for writing a cool song. And he's like, well, thanks for singing it so cool. I'm like, I wouldn't have sang it so cool if it wasn't for you writing a cool song. And he's like, nah, I wouldn't have been a cool song if it wasn't for you singing that cool song. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. I love when music people meet each other because we just get so super hype. We're like, wow. I think I was about to talk about this story. I was talking to Jaden and Show, and I was actually, we were at this dinner after watching the premiere, and I was sitting at a table with like Yuzu Bao, Show, and like Jaden, and I was like, oh, do you like know anybody else here? And then Jaden was like, no, like not really. And I said, yeah, no, me either. What are we doing here? She's like, girl, like I don't know. I'm like, period. And then her and Show were talking, and then I was like, oh, I got a funny story about Mr. Shoto Kun when he got drunk at my house and he didn't know how to use my microwave. And then she was like, what? And then he's like, oh my God, stop. And then I was about to get to the best part of this story, and Ross was like, Numi, it's Caddy, the one who wrote the song. I immediately stand up and I was like, and then nice to meet you. Oh my God, you're the really cool musician guy. But it was so cool because he laid everything out for me. It was really easy for me to record it all, although it was a little difficult in a sense that I've never really sang a song like this before. So I had to reach beyond the depths of what Numi can comprehend to sing this. And perhaps that's why people can't really recognize my voice. But when it came on at the very end of the episode, I kept poking Yuzu like I had a stick. I was like, that's me. That's me. I'm singing. That's me. And she said, what? That's you? I was like, yeah, that's me. That was me singing it. And then I said, Show, that was me. That was me. He's like, wait, what? That was you? I'm like, why nobody recognized that was me? And then I poked like everybody. Was like, I think that. And then they were like, what? That was you? I didn't even recognize you. I was like, oh, damn, am I actually a voice actress, but in the form of musician voice actress? Whoa. Yeah, it is in a really different style, which is really cool. But the way that they brought it to me was just kind of letting me sing it however I wanted. And then I asked if we could add some other harmonies to I don't know, maybe just try to fill up my vocals more because I'm really insecure about my voice. But he's like, yeah, you could do whatever, and if we think it fits, we'll keep it in. And they ended up keeping literally everything that Andrew and I put in. And they wanted to keep the version with Andrew's voice in it too, but they accidentally put in a version without his voice, and they tried to make sure that the version that made it to the finale was him and me. And so they got all of the harms that we wrote for it together. And I think that's how you could tell it's a Cosmoz song, is like this part. It's after I'm finished singing. This part. This is what Andrew wrote. And then you can clearly hear Andrew in it too, which is so cool. And that's how you know it was Cosmoz. It's because of his ass harm thing that he does, where it's like, Sounds like you're singing standing up. I think I was singing that one standing up actually. So I can't even say anything back to you because that's just straight up what. Yeah, it was really hard though, because that's a lot of falsetto. Actually, in the initial version that they sent me, it was so low. I was like, you like a Lenosaurus hungry to understand. And they'd be like, we love to study each week a new lesson plan. Knowledge with bubbles and friends. We can alphabetize adventures with your favorite friend. Hunger and passion that add up like I had to grab my non-existent nuts to hit some of these high notes, though, I tell you that. But I'm just so happy because another thing is when we were talking about the show together, my favorite character ever since Ross was talking about the show with me was Gobbles. Gobbles was always my favorite character. He's like, yeah, these are the characters. And then I said, who is that? He said, oh, that's Gobbles. I'm like, that's my man. That's my child. That's him. I love him. And he was like, oh, and I said, no. Is there going to be merch? And he's like, well, yeah. I'm like, I will be buying that merch. He will be the centerpiece of my new studio. You don't even, he's changing my life. When we went there, I believe, yeah, Aaron, who voices Gobbles, was at the event too. And then I went up to Ross and I was like, Ross, sir, I'm a big fan of the voice actor for, Gobbles, because, maybe you can ask him if I can, take a selfie with him because, I sang his theme song and maybe that would be really cool, for him to know that I sang the theme song. And he's like, girl, okay. He was like, okay. And so, wait, let me see if I have the picture. Let me put a sticker over. Does he show his face? Proud of you, Lucy Pyre! Oh my God! Lucy Pyre, when are you coming over? I miss you, Lucy Pyre. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger, girl. Oh my God, like, what are we doing? Aaron shows his face? Okay, slay. This is perfect then. I am unfamiliar with the person who is behind me, so I'm also going to put a sticker over their face just in case they are a VTuber. But let me go ahead and put a sticker over their face. There was so many people. I only really talked to like Bao, Yuzu, Sho, and Jaded, and then like Buff and them. So everybody else, I was so shocked. Dude, me and Juniper were just stimming in a corner. We're like, oh, I need a drink. Oh, I can't do this. Oh my God. That just reminded me of a crazy thing that happened there too. Hold on. Let me get this picture first. So I was like really, really hype. Because I got to have a picture with Gobbles. He was literally cosplaying Gobbles too. That is not the picture. Wait, it is. Okay, so this is me with the kits. Let me ask, is it going to be on Spotify? Are the songs going to be on Spotify, by the way? Yeah, look at that! Look at how cool. I was so shy, dudes. Oh my God, I am the shell of a woman I was always pretty introverted, but like, holy shit. I was like, excuse me, can I take a picture with you guys? I think one of them is a famous cosplayer, but like, to be completely honest, I'm very unfamiliar with the cosplayer scene. And they just look like Kit to me. I couldn't recognize them either way. Can I please get a picture with you? Your cosplay looks amazing. Did you make it? They're like, yeah, I did. I was like, wow, you guys are so talented and pretty. I think one of them is Jessica Nagiri. Yeah. And then here's me with Mr. Gobbles himself. He's wearing a Gobbles tie. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I was really happy. Yeah, and I'm very uncultured. The only person that I really know is Ross, because I think I was introduced to Ross from Bao many years ago, so I've just been friends with Ross. So like whenever Ross has events, I don't know like any of his friends. I only know Ross and like our mutual friends like Buff and everyone. So I was like, are you Mr. Gobbles? Can I please take a photo? And this was my silly uneducated ass learning that he's like the co-writer of the show. and part of the Game Grumps. I didn't watch Game Grumps, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's good to meet you, sir. Yeah, I wasn't on that side of YouTube. I genuinely, you know, whenever I hang out with Ross and then like my mom is at the house too and like her friends meet Ross, my mom's like, hoi, my friends, they're friends and they know him. And I'm like, oh, word, really? Oh, wow. And then like my roommate Avery's like, oh my God, like I was a big fan of their channel. And I was like, oh my God, what? I literally met him from Bao. Like, this is so crazy. Yeah, I think, no, my YouTube phase, I was into like Ryan Higa, Smosh, but if it was like 2012 to 2014, I was really obsessed with boy groups like O2L and the British YouTubers. But yeah, this was super fun. And oh my God, the greatest thing, Ross was all, Numi, come on, you helped with the show. Come into the group picture. Come for the group photo. And I was like, what? Really? Oh my God, me? And then I didn't have a mask, so I'm just covering my face like a weeaboo. Because I had a mask, but I gave it to Bao for this big group picture with everybody that was there. The funny thing is, it would be saying like special thanks in the end credits. And I was like, oh my God, what did you do for the show? And they're like, literally nothing. I'm like, oh, okay, emotional support Bao, emotional support Shoto, emotional support Yusu. Oh, okay. It was funny. I'm like, oh my God, what did you help with the animation? And Jenny was like, oh no, I'm just like emotional support. I'm like, oh, word. I saw Mouse Cotter too there. I was like, what? No, like, yeah, I was like, oh my God, wow, he got everybody. Maybe like they voiced a plan and they're just like, oh no, I'm just there. I'm like, oh right, oh cool, sick, yeah. I don't know, it just felt really cool to be part of something. I felt so like special and cool, and it's like the first time I feel like my voice, our music, well, Caddy made the song, but like, you know, me and Andrew vocals or whatever, being part of such a cool big project outside of our niche. And you guys know how shy I am to really promote myself or do anything outside of our community. So this was kind of just really crazy for a first thing for me to do for a friend. And so I was just really happy and happy to know that everybody really liked it too. And just big congrats to Caddy for writing such a good ass song. Like, that shit is so fun. It's so catchy. It's so fun. And he's super cool. And I've got to say, it was really cool to be a part of something else, you know? But I was like, wait, maybe promoting isn't that scary after all. Did I promote anything else? No, but I experienced something new, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Shit. Almost like we've been saying that for years. Oh no, you've never said that to me ever. You're like, oh my God, Numi, don't ever promote. And I'm like, but guys, like, shouldn't I? And you're like, no, never. And I'm like, okay, I guess I won't. Don't blah 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 me. You know how I told you guys I'm just not great with new people? So me and Juniper were standing in line to get alcohol because listen, I was so anxious just being in a room with 100 people that I've never talked to before. What are the people there being like, you know, like YouTubers that I grew up watching? And I was like, oh, blah blah. Fucking, oh my God. I was talking to Dash and Tob, and they're like, oh my God, you're a fan of Captain Sparkles? Like, I can introduce you to him. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. No, like, I'm good. Dash is like, have you met my friend Numi? And he said, no. And I was like, hey. And then Dash was like, oh yeah, she's a big fan of your work. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then I just stood there, and then that was it. He just moved on with their conversation, and then Dash looked at me, and then I looked at him, and I'm like, I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. I've never hated a person more than I hate you right now. Like, my dad always told me to not trust men And this is one of those cases. And then I said, I need to get a drink. I need to get a fucking drink. And so I run over to the bar, and I don't remember how I got it, but I'm holding a little drink menu, and I'm looking at this drink menu with Juniper, and we're like, oh, which one should we get? Oh, we should get this drink. We get to the front of this line, and the bartender, he doesn't say hi. He doesn't say, what can I get you? You know what he says? Where did you get that? And he's pointing at the menu that I'm holding. And you know what I said back? I was so startled. I say to him, I stole it. Because I thought it would be funny to say that. I thought it would be funny. I stole it, and then you know what he does next? He just yanks it out of my hand and just takes it back. He said, that's mine. That was mine. He just takes it out of my hands, and I said, I'm so sorry. I don't even know where it came from. I just ended up my hand. I don't know where it came from. I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean to. And then he was like, oh no, what can I get for you then? It'll be our secret. I won't tell anyone. And then I said, I'll get this one. And then he's like, okay, yeah, but it's fine. It's like our little secret. Like I have it now. And then I was like, I like your tattoo. He looks at me. He says, which one? Didn't want to even say thank you. He didn't even want to say thank you. He didn't even want to move on from this. He just had to say that. He said, which one? And then I'm like, I like the snake. I like that one. And then he smirks at me, and he's like, that one's my favorite. Me too. And I said, okay. Thank you. And then I took it, and then I went and sat down, and Joe and Jada were just kind of looking at me with concern because, you know, I looked very rattled. And I said, like, bro, like this bartender fucking hated me. He hated me. And then afterwards, when I went back to get another drink, there were two bartenders. It was him and then this other guy. For the rest of the night, I went to the other guy because I was so scared of having another conversation like that. I went to the guy on the left instead. And then the guy on the left, just way more dismissive. I was like, oh, can I get this one? He was like, yeah. And then he just makes it really quick. He gave me like a triple shot. And I drank it. I said, oh my God, that is just pure vodka. That is just pure vodka. Holy shit. One of them wanted to make me very flustered and confused, and the other one just wanted to kill me. One was trying to assassinate me, and one was trying to assassinate me via embarrassment. There was no safety. I was not safe. It was not a safe space for me, and I wanted to go home. Fast forward to the end of the night. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed soon. And I said, oh, yeah, me too. I think we should go. And she's like, oh, you want me to drive you back to your house? I said, yeah, okay. I just need to go to the bathroom first. I go to the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom, and then, you know, Bao was right there. And then I said, okay, like we could go whenever. And so we were starting to say our goodbyes. And then I run over to say goodbye to Jaden, to Sho, to Buff, to the 5 other people that I knew in that whole event. And then afterwards, I'm done. I say bye to Ross, and I can't see where Yuzu and Bao went. And then I go outside, and I'm like, they fucking left me, didn't they? They fucking left me. And then I get on my phone, and then I call her, and I'm like, Bao, did you leave without me? She said, yeah. Right. And then she's like, I thought you said you were going to take an Uber. And I was like, you were the one who told me to not take an Uber and to go back with you. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I can turn around right now. I was like, no, it's fine. I already ordered my fucking Uber. So then I get my Uber and I go home and I'm like, I can't believe this bitch after all I've done for her. And then I get home and then she was like, it's okay. You can get revenge on me tomorrow because I can't hang out because she had her debut. And that was the day that I hung out with, you know, Buff, Sho, Yuzu, Juniper and everybody. She couldn't hang out that day. And she's like, you could just rub it in my face, you know? And I'm like, I'm not like you. I'm not like you, filthy animal. I'm not like you. Don't forget to subscribe. Rate this 10 out of 10 stars. And give love to Bao.
Yo, what is up everyone? It's DJ. I am here to update you guys on Numi's announcement in her Discord about merch for the rest of this year. As you can see on screen, you can see from June and July will have merch drops, and then October she'll have her concerts, and then in December she'll have her final merch for the year. You can pause at any time to read it out, but pretty much this is a rare thing for Numi to do, to update us on the rest of the year for merch, but we're glad she did this so we can start saving up for her merch for next month and the rest of the year. Yeah, on my community page I always update you guys on new merch drops, and I'll be continuing to do that, so always check my community tab in my channel, or you can join Numi's Discord and look in the Numi drip channel for updates. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys out with securing future Numi merch drops. For Numi's merch links to Umark and Gamersubs, it is down below in the comments or description. Make sure to use code Numi at checkout for Gamersubs to get 10% off your order. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in Numi streams and Discord.
Guys, did you know I have... Does anybody know what it's called? Because I don't. Is it Extra Numi? Extra Numi, where you can get all of my lyrics and other miscellaneous horrid things for free.
Don't forget the feet.
Yeah, feet are also... There's also feet included, but there's also free. There's like... Whoa!